I was standing in the kitchen, the hum of the refrigerator louder than usual, when I first heard her voice, low and trembling, carrying words that would fracture my world. An accident would be easier. My coffee cup froze halfway to my lips. The sentence hung there like smoke, curling into the corners of the room, filling the air with a tension I couldn't name at first. And then I realized I wasn't imagining it. I had heard every word. I had thought I knew my wife, Clara, thought I could read her moods like an open book, trace the rhythm of her thoughts through the cadence of her laughter. But standing there, my hand shaking around the cup, I felt as if I'd been looking at her through a cracked mirror my entire life, never realizing the reflection was fractured. I didn't confront her immediately. I didn't know if I should. The words repeated in my head, sharper each time. An accident would be easier. Easier for whom? I tried to think rationally, but the rational part of me was screaming too. I moved closer, pressing my ear against the slightly ajar door of the living room, my heartbeat hammering. Her voice was quieter now, almost a whisper. He doesn't have to know. No one has to know. I didn't want to know. I didn't want to hear. And yet, I couldn't move. I couldn't pull back from the reality she was weaving, the reality I hadn't imagined, the betrayal I had never feared. Hours earlier, we had been laughing over breakfast, joking about trivial things. The neighbor's dog, a missed train, her clumsy attempt at pancake flipping. She had smiled at me the way she always did, that familiar warmth that made my chest ache with comfort. I trusted that smile. I believed in it, and now it was a lie. I remember the moment I realized the truth, the subtle pause in her tone, the way her hand shook ever so slightly, betraying a secret that was meant to be buried. I pieced together the fragments, late nights, evasive answers, the strange tension in our bed. And finally, I heard the confirmation, unambiguous and cold. Betrayal. I called the police without thinking, my hands trembling. I couldn't confront her alone. My voice on the line was shaky, raw, pleading for someone to witness the truth I had been forced to uncover. By the time they arrived, Clara had composed herself, her face a mask of innocence that barely hid the flicker of guilt in her eyes. She turned to me, eyebrows raised in mock confusion, as though I were the one who had lost his mind. The officers didn't say much at first, simply taking notes, asking measured questions while I sat there, the weight of the betrayal pressing down like a physical force. I watched Clara struggle with her own story, twisting words to make them sound casual, harmless, until the officers exchanged glances that spoke louder than any testimony could. I felt sick, a deep, gnawing ache that went beyond heartbreak. I had loved her. I had trusted her. I had thought the life we were building together was real. And now every memory, every shared joke, every gentle touch felt like a lie, a carefully constructed illusion meant to distract me from the truth. When the police finally left, Clara turned to me, her voice fragile. I didn't mean for it to happen this way. Her words were empty, hollow. They could never undo the sharp sting of hearing her speak of secrets, of plans, of a life that didn't include me in the way I thought it did. I wanted to scream, to throw something, to demand answers that she couldn't give. But mostly, I just wanted to disappear. I left the house that night, walking aimlessly through streets slick with rain, the neon lights reflecting off puddles like shattered glass. I thought about the trust one had given so freely, the love that had been my armor, and how fragile it had been all along. By the time I returned, the house was empty. She had gone, leaving only the echo of her betrayal behind. And as I stood there, the rain soaking through my clothes, I understood something painful but true. Some words, once spoken, can never be unheard, and some wounds, once opened, never fully heal.